All right, once again, this activity is going to deal with learning target E5.4-15. And the focus of this one is going to be on the changing climatic zone, and more specifically about how a different type of adaptiveness is taken by humans based upon the climate changing in the Arctic area. So that's the focus again is on E54D, but more specifically within that, talking about how the changing climatic zones due to warming trends are changing the adaptive capacity of humans living in a particular area that it's being affected. So let's go right into the activity. On thin ice is the activity that you see up on the screen. And basically, just like an activity that you're going to be doing next, maybe in a day or so, meltdown. This is just a simple little scenario-based activity where they give you a background history about people living around the Arctic Ocean and how their lives are changing because of this warming trend. So things I'll point out to you. Number one, you'll notice just a kind of a reading feature that they're asking you to complete on the left-hand side here. It says make sure that you underline the evidence that of unusual warming weather. So as you read through this very brief synopsis here about how the Arctic is changing, make sure that you're following that, underlining the evidence in that short little synopsis there. And then when you turn the page and get to the second part of this, this is where it's asking you to start to think outside the box, start to make predictions, and start to think about how this warming trend is affecting the biosphere in which humans, and I guess you could maybe even throw in there animals and plants as well, are being affected because of this warming trend. So what you need to be or made aware of is this, is there may not be an answer in the actual writing as you're going through this. Many times you're so accustomed to reading these type of things and finding the one word or a specific phrase to answer the questions. These questions are posed for you to take what you've read, start to think about what you've learned prior to getting to this point, and then create your answer from there. So many of these questions are not going to be answered by simply just reading the short little blurb that you see here on the screen. So you've got to kind of think a little bit. You got to maybe talk with somebody else and kind of work through it as to, what would you do? What do you think is going to happen? So there are multitudes of answers sometimes for these because they are, thinking. They're come up with your idea. What do you believe to happen? Okay? So, should you have any questions? Find Fusick or myself.